Trying to let some people get on before we get started. Okay, yeah, I see them. They're coming in now. All right. All right, I'll give it about 20, 30 more seconds and then we will get going. All right, you guys, thank you for giving us your Monday evening. This is the final week of our Black History event. It's been fun. We have one more speaker after today, and that'll be again on Thursday at 6:30. We'll be talking to Lieutenant Colonel Antonio Coffey. But today we have on Miss Vanessa Bland. She's here to discuss cytotechnology. And so before I introduce her and bring her up on camera, let me read you her bio. So again, her name is Vanessa Bland, and she is a native of Lexington, Mississippi. She is married to Quincy Bland, and they have an amazing 4-year-old daughter. She has begun working on her doctorate degree in public health, epidemiology, and biostatistics. She has completed the coursework and the examination. Her paper is pending. She loves spending time with her family and close friends. She likes new adventures. She loves attending church and participating in community service projects. She is an instructor at heart because she loves being in the front and setting the path for others. So I am going to bring on Vanessa Bland. She will be Dr. Bland soon. What did I tell you? Here she is. Hey, hey.
Hi, how are you?
I am good. How are you?
Good.
Good. Thank you for coming on and educating everyone about cytotechnology or being a cytotechnologist, which was something that I wasn't introduced to until I got to UMC in Jackson, and I saw that program existed, and it's pretty fascinating what you do. So, but before we get into that, tell everybody about yourself. Where are you from? Though I said Lexington, like what high school, what college you attended?
Okay. Thank you for the invitation as well. I am from Lexington, Mississippi. I went to J.J. McClain High School, home of the Mustangs. Right now, the school has been changed, been consolidated, so the name is changed, but home of the Mustangs when I was there. I started my college career at Holmes Community College in Good, Mississippi. I went to Valley after that, so Mississippi Valley State University is my alumni. HBCU proud. My education to University of Mississippi Medical Center, where I entered the cytotechnology program there. And then I continue. I have my master's in rehabilitation counseling, and my doctorate in public health is loading. We'll say
right. Coming soon, Dr. Bland. So, any special organizations that you are a member of?
I wouldn't say special organizations, but I will say I am a part of many honor societies. I better remember any of the name of those. But I do community service with the American Breast Cancer Society, American Cancer Society, particular breast cancer. I was a committee member in 2018. I've been volunteering since 2011 due to family members and friends of family members that were diagnosed with breast cancer. I do have family members that have passed on due to the disease and those that are survivors. Also, I'm a part of Multiple Sclerosis Society due to family members being diagnosed with that as well. So I'm a part of community service in that perspective.
Gotcha. Cytotechnology. What is that and what do you do?
Okay. Cytotechnology is the study of cells. Cytology is the study of cells. A little bit of history. It's called the Pap smear because of George Papanicolaou. He was the one to first detect how to bring on cancer cells. How do you detect cancer cells? So he is the father of cytotechnology. So it is the study of cells from non-gen and gynecological specimens. Gynecological specimens meaning from the female area, as well as non-gen such as from the lung, the GI tracts, and different things of that nature when you do fine needle aspirates. So cytology is the study of cells.
Okay. So when a lady gets a PAP, then, or anyone have like a something like removed from the lung, you look at those cells and tell whether they're cancerous, non-cancerous, or, pretty much
Yes.
summarize. Okay.
Yes. So if you're taking a specimen or a sample from gynecological health, which is the female area, the cervical area, to see if there are any atypical cells, to see if they're normal. If they are atypical cells, or if there are precancerous cells or cancerous cells, then the cytotechnologist will sit down with a pathologist, and they will determine what they need to do. If there are cancerous cells detected or possible, they will do a biopsy or some of the examination to see if they can freeze the cells off, or if they need to go in and do like a surgical procedure or something of that nature.
Gotcha. So how are you looking at the cells?
You utilize a microscope
Okay.
get the cells. They can be a conventional pap smear, meaning that the background is full of blood, it's very gritty. You can do a thin prep or liquid based, meaning that the background are very clean. That's what people prefer most cytotechnology. They prefer clean background because all of the grit and stuff is not there. You're able to see the cells very pretty. It's actually very pretty to look at a pap smear under the microscope. So the
Wow.
cells are pretty.
Okay. All right. So how did you find out about cytotechnology? Is it something that you've always wanted to do, or did you just cross paths with it and went that route?
Well, actually, I was at a career fair when I was in college, and the University of Mississippi Medical Center had came there, and they had all of their programs there. And so, as I began as a young woman to go to get my pap smear, I was so curious about how they detect cells. I'm like, how do you detect cells by taking a sample from a female's area? So that's what I became. That's when I came interested because I was curious about it. I don't know, how do I diagnose cells? How can you tell from a sample that this is cancerous? So from a career fair, and that's how I became interested in it.
Okay. All right. So on your way to being a cytotechnologist, did you have any mentors or any coaches to help you along the way? I know you went way past that to your doctorate, but
on the way, I would say yes. Dr. Spencer from Valley, and she was a mentor. She was very strong. She pushed us very, very hard. So I would say she was a mentor. And once I got into the program, now Dr. Zelma Kayson, she was my mentor. Dr. Richards, my mentor. She's a lab professional. Miss Kayson, Dr. Kayson, she's considered what we call the mother of cytology. Like, she can read a slide in her sleep. Like, she knew everything.
Wow.
And I was fortunate enough to receive her award, the Zelma Kayson Award, when I graduated.
Nice, nice. All right. So to go into cytotechnology, is there any type? Do you have to have a bachelor's degree, or what are some of the requirements?
Yes, you do have to have a bachelor's degree. It can be a bachelor's in science or any other related field. You have to enter into a 2-year accreditation program. You will have didactics and clinicals. And you will sit for the ASCP board certified examination, which is American Society of Clinical Pathology.
Gotcha, gotcha. And so it's not, you just, is it a master's program? Is it considered a master's program?
It's actually a bachelor's program. Right now things have changed, so it depends on the program that you actually apply for. Sometimes you maybe can enter as a junior student, but you have to have a bachelor's degree. In most programs now, you have to have a bachelor's degree to get in. But it is considered of a bachelor's degree in health-related profession.
Okay, all right. So is there any certain skill or personality type that you think a person needs to be a cytotechnologist?
I wouldn't say, I'm not sure the personality type, but for as the skills, you would definitely need to, like, you're screening from several hours. So patience, you would definitely need to have patience, good vision, to be able to look at those screens. Dedication, because it's a lot of information that you have when you're going through school. Dedication. You have to be able to be knowledgeable of those diseases that you're looking for. It's so many diseases, and you don't want to misdiagnose. anybody pap smear.
Yeah. Oh, right, right. Exactly. Have biopsies you don't need, and some of those, from my
Right,
understanding, are really
right.
painful. So, no, thank you. So, what are some of the pros or benefits of being a cytotechnologist?
I would say pros and benefits. You're kind of like your own boss, and so that was another reason why I pursued this field. You don't have anybody standing over you. You're boss, so that is a pro. There is advancement. You can be coming out of school. You can be a cytotechnologist. You can advance into a senior cytotechnologist. You become a supervisor. A lot of them they go into research, so you're open to PhDs in the area. You can become an instructor in the area. So pros and benefits there are you can advance.
Gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
so yeah.
So, what about some of the drawbacks, the things you're like, okay, if you're gonna go this path, look out for this.
Drawbacks. Not everybody want to go into the lab and be a lab professional. A lot of people kind of look down on them as lab professional, but I wouldn't say that's a drawback. But I will say that depending on where you want to become employed, um,
Okay.
for as the salary, you do want everybody want a good salary. So I would
True.
say in some southern states, the salary is not like the best. But in different other areas, western, eastern, northern, the salary is actually very good. The salary is very good as a PRN as well.
Wow. Okay. And I remember you saying something about sight. Over time, it can be kind of harmful to your
Well,
sight.
now sight, you definitely want good vision. So which is so strange. When I was in school screening, I would always screen on the highest power or the mid power, and they could never understand why. I was the only one that used to do that. I don't know why,
Uh-huh.
but you would need good vision because if you can't see, most people screen on a lower power, and if you're not able to see on a lower power, you don't have good vision. I would not suggest that you go into this field because you would
Gotcha.
need good vision because those cells can you can have perfect cells, and especially if you're having atypical cells and if you're having cancer cells, you want to be able to identify what they are.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So I know you are in the doctorate program now and not really utilizing cytotechnology, but that is your passion. That's your heart. What do you think cytotechnologists were affected by COVID, like their career at all?
I would say this. I think in a sense, yes, they were because most jobs were affected by the pandemic. But for as technologists, I would say if they were affected, um, most cytotechnology, they're kind of like in an open space areas. They have their own cubicles and different things of that nature, depending on how the lab is. They probably only let so many people in at one time.
Mm,
If they had their own office, then they could be more there. But most of the time, if they're in an open space, there are a lot of people there, and then a lot of people wouldn't be in one space in an office space. So I would say in that area, then affected, yes.
okay. Okay. So, guys, go ahead and start posting your comments or questions. So, we do have one for you, Vanessa. It is, where are cytotechnologists employed? And is it a common field that you can live most anywhere and get a cyto job?
Okay. Cytotechnology, they are employed in clinics, hospitals, and laboratories, private laboratories, and it's common that common field that you can live most anywhere and get a
Pretty much, can
job.
you travel and get a job pretty much? Is it a pretty secure job?
Actually, cytotechnologists, sometimes it is difficult to get employed as a cytotechnologist. Why? Most people get those jobs, they stay on those jobs for long, long periods of time. My professor that I was talking about, Dr. Zelma Kason, she's been screened, I think she's like 70 some years old. So that's been like her passion. And those jobs are just don't post it because a lot of people keep those jobs, they retire from those jobs. So yes, you can find those jobs across the states. They are available. The salary is very good. PRN, the salary is very good. Just I would say maybe some of the southern states, the salary is not good, but yes, jobs are available. And if you do a labor market analysis, it will show that the projection of these jobs will grow. At one point, they were saying that a computer screen your pap smears. I would not suggest that overall going to a computer diagnosing a pap smear. I would definitely want a lab professional to do that.
Right,
So
right.
these jobs should be around for a long time.
Gotcha, gotcha. All right, thank you, Rachel, for that. So any advice that you would give anyone that's interested in cytotechnology that you learned? You were like, you know what, if I'd have known this, you know.
I would say if anybody interested in going to cytotechnology, I would definitely say do your background, do a labor market analysis on the field, whatever state that you're in, see what the jobs are there, research the programs there, be dedicated. The cytotechnology program, they are long hours, so there's not a lot of time for personal time. So yeah, I would definitely say research, research, research.
Gotcha. So we're gearing this more to the youth and young adults. So when you say do a labor market analysis, where do they start?
You can go to one of the ones that I currently use in my profession right now is ONET. That is online. You can do a labor market analysis. You can type in cytotechnologies, and it's going to give you the outlook of the job. It's going to give you the projection of the job. You can break it down by states. They give you salaries, different things of that nature. But I will say lab professionals are they are very good people. Those jobs will be around for a long time. They're kind of the individuals that kind of work on the background that a lot of people not know of. So lab professional jobs are good. I actually like working in the lab.
Yeah. Right. And PRN, you all, she was referring to being on call. So if they're running short or someone wants to take a vacation day, then you can just go in and fill in that spot and help them out so they won't, be backed up when they get back. So yeah.
Yes.
So
PRN is good. And then I want to say this. So before I became a cytotechnologist, I was actually a cytopreparatory technician. And so that kind of helped open the door for me to become employed. I worked at a private lab. I loved it. Loved working with the pathology, the senior cytotechnologists, the medical lab technician. I loved it. But I would say that put me in the door to become a cytotechnology. I had a lot of people pulling for me, encouraged me, supported me with that. So cytopreparatory technician, they actually prep all of the slides, the thin prep, the liquid based conventional. They do all that. They do the data entry. They get it ready for the senior cytotechnologists that's there. So that in that job, it paid very well too as well.
gotcha. Right. Gotcha. So I see this cute little child behind you. Hey, Kirsten.
You want to say hey? Come on.
She took off. Oh my gosh. That is so, hey girl. Hey big girl.
Hey.
All right. So but Kirsten, we got your mom on. She's over here educating the youth about cytotechnology.
Hey.
You want to say hi? Gosh, she's got so big. So, all right. And you got to have any more questions or comments, go ahead and post those. Did I cover everything? Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go? And I know, mommy, we got school tomorrow, so woo, it's back on it.
Well, did I? Okay, so gynecological specimens and non-gen.
Okay.
Distinguish the two. So non-gen, these cytotechnologies, they work with other health professionals to do a fine needle aspirate, where they go in with a needle and it takes specimens from like the lung, the GI tract, and then they're able to actually diagnose lung cancer, liver cancer, even metastatic breast cancer. You can see those on a pap smear. And so I was like, how do you find that on a pap smear? So that's when we went into the non-gen when I was doing my studies or whatever. But yeah, so non-gen. So they're not only doing gen gynecological space, they're doing non-gen as well, and aspirate. So yeah.
All right. All right. So I don't see anything else. And let's see, we're 20 minutes. So there's nothing else. Thank you again, you guys. This is my friend, Vanessa Bland. And I thank you for your time. And if there's nothing else, I will let you go. You guys, again, return on Thursday, where we have Lieutenant Colonel Antonio Coffey. He'll be on talking about the Army. And we'll just wrap it up from there. So thank y'all for tuning in. Thank you, Vanessa, for your time. Bye, Houston.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for the invitation.
Anytime. Take care, y'all. Good night, y'all. Bye-bye.